Self-accountability. Holding your own self accountable for the things that are going on in your life and around you. It could be a very hard thing to do. Oftentimes, when we're going through the process of learning knowledge of self, we first go through the phase of blaming others. Oh, look at that person. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at that person. Let me ask you this. How did you end up around that person? They say like attracts like. Birds of a feather flock together. So if you look at your life and you say, okay, you know what? I can't keep deflecting and talking about what is wrong with the world and what is wrong with everybody else. And, these things might even be true in some cases, that some of the people we come across are real fucking assholes. But let me ask you this. What is it going to help your soul to go and talk about that asshole to somebody else? You're using your energy and focusing your energy on the asshole. And then you're talking to somebody else about the asshole. So you're causing more energy, memetics, more magic, more chaos magic, more feeding into the drama. So instead of that, how about you notice what's wrong in the other person and pray for them, do what you can, and then look at yourself and say, okay, that could have been, that's some type of reflection on me. Is it positive, or is it something that I need to adjust? What is it? Hold your own self accountable. Stop saying so-and-so did this and so-and-so did that. What did you do to correct the situation that you're in? You might be in a fucked up spot right now. And you are probably sitting there looking at your life like there's no hope. So you start blaming other people. It's easier that way to be angry than to deal with the true emotion and have to do the soul work and really get inside yourself and make changes. Changes take time. Repentance takes time. It's a process. It's not like all of a sudden a magician goes, boom, you now are changed and whole. That's not realistic. We're on this earth school to learn. It's a process. You learn over time. You build new habits. You make new friends. You get rid of things that didn't serve you and then bring in new things. If you look at the life you're leading right now, and if you continue in it, where will you be next year? If you continue from if you're equal today with where you next year, and you're in the same spot and there is no growth, there is a problem. If you are in the same exact spot that you were in 5 years ago and you think about all the same things all the time, you harp on the same things, you have a problem. The problem is you need to accept situations and then let them go. Or deal with them if it's something that has to do directly with you. Soul accountability. Judgment of your own self. You holding you responsible for what you have contributed. We're walking testaments. We're walking testimonies. We're here to share our stories and help people. 360, your life lessons. Accountability is hard because when you really find out that you're not doing what you should be, or you're not exactly where you want to be, you start getting depressed. You'll start beating yourself up. That's not going to help you either. That's just going to depress you and make you think you can't do something and that you're not capable. And that's not true either. Don't make all of your decisions based on your emotions. Your emotions come and go. Just because you're sad 1 minute doesn't mean you're sad forever. The next you're happy. Doesn't mean you're going to be happy forever. Emotional things happen when you attach yourself to people and outside stuff, when you allow the emotions of the outside to influence your internal soul world. We all have our internal earth, your mental dome. When God gave that to you, it was so you could find your home. So, perseverance. I know it's hard, and I suffer from depression. So it could be very hard because I'll get very down on myself because I'm a jack of all trades. I have many talents, but have I actually taken one and specialized in it and stayed with it? No. I've done everything from medical training, working in hospitals, learning in labs how to do stuff, to being in the entertainment industry, being in magazines, doing all that type of work. I've lived in very nice homes. I've also been homeless. I've stayed in a car briefly, very, very briefly. So brief, it was kind of cute. Me and my children were displaced for one day. So until we could move into our new spot, so we had to sleep in our car. And we parked on the side of the road, somewhere safe, in this nicer neighborhood. And this man ended up coming outside and asking us if we were okay and bought us drinks and stuff. It was cute. See, but it was that little compassion that got me through that moment, because let me tell you, at that moment I was feeling so depressed. I was suicidal. I didn't have a home. I didn't know what I was going to do. And someone extended their compassion. They noticed me. I existed. And they came over. Do you need a hand? Are you okay? See, you don't overlook people. You do what you can. And him simply giving me and my daughters some bottled water. Excuse me. I have all this stuff in my hand. I couldn't even cover my mouth. Meant the world to me. Just him bringing me a bottle of water and saying, if you need anything, come knock on the door. I live right here. I couldn't believe it. It was so embarrassing, but it was humbling, and I was thankful because, excuse me, because had he not been there, I might have continued in that really despondent state. Your mission could maybe just be to smile at somebody. You might save a life that way. See, people are looking for these huge, grandiose things that they have to do, they think, in order to be of importance. And that's not true. Each of us are a part of one another, like a puzzle. Each one of us has a little piece. We could see part of the story, but we can't see the whole thing. We could just see what's on our block, our card, or our, puzzle piece, whatever. So while we're on this earth journey, I figured, why not share a little bit? I used to love when I was in school and we would study psychology. See, the mind, that's where your freedom really is, in my opinion, especially these days, because people are trying to cause you to go insane with these outside world influences. When you watch television, all you're seeing now is wars and takeovers and viruses, all kinds of shit that was already designed. There's no sense in panicking over it. There's nothing you could do. Wearing that mask and people wearing gloves. Let me ask you this. Are you trained in universal precautions? Because when I was in the medical field, I had to actually take a class and I had to pass something to show that you knew how to properly wash your hands and properly get yourself, multi-window, my phone is about to, shit, I got too many windows on my phone and I'm walking and it's hot out. But that's the point, it's hot out. Do you know how to take care of yourself? Universal precautions, People don't think about that on the outside. They think if you just put on a mask and walk around that it's going to do something. But that's a whole nother subject. I'm not saying be anti-mask, but don't be stupid either. Don't wear a mask. Don't be hoodwinked. Don't join the movie Us. That's not the way we want to go. sovereignty.